Yeah, you have still time, so you can work on this. Okay, so make sure you guys put the name here. Okay, so because I will not know who has written, but in real time, here it will be showing right away your name. Okay, so whoever is open, because they will be having their own user ID. Okay, they will be having their own user ID. So all the submissions will be shown here. So no need of writing here. But in this scenario, you want to write your name because to see who have written the homework. Okay. Okay, so today we continue with another test management tool. So you're comfortable with um, Rally. Okay, Rally is good, but you want to get used to Jira too. So we- Okay, so today we also will continue with SharePoint. So we'll talk about the SharePoint uh, and we'll talk about this Jira too. So Jira is a test management tool. Okay, so what is Jira? It's again similar to Rally, similar to HPLM. See, Rally is from CA Technologies. Okay, Jira is from Atlassian. Okay, so here is series Atlassian, and HPLM is from Hewlett Packard. Okay, HPLM was from Mercury. Actually, Mercury used to, they came up with the quality center. Actually, quality center. They had like quality center 8, 9, 10. HPLM bought from Mercury, so they changed the name to HPLM. So HPLM from Hewlett Packard and PFS from Microsoft. So these are all test management tools. So you have to get used to this. Okay. Now some other company might be using something. Let's say IBM. They have their own tool. They might have the ClearQuest, maybe ClearQuest or ClearCase. It's their tool. They use it as test management tool. Okay. So almost every company. So let's say even if you're going to a different company, let's say you join some company, you know what, you may not be using any of these. Okay, trust me, you may not be using any of these. You might use something different, completely different, or it might be company's own tool. Okay, it might be company's own tool. They have they have invented it, they have doing, so they want to do in their own tool. So you don't have to it's not necessary that it would be similar to this Jira, similar to Rally, but the process remains same. Okay, so that's the point here. Okay, so here this is the dashboard. Okay, so this is the dashboard again. Dashboard, you can customize your dashboard here. you can create your own dashboard. And so the reason of having this dashboard, right? So for example, let's say your boss, let's say your boss assigned some work to you. The moment you open this, it will be saying assigned to me. Oh, it's assigned to me. You just look at it. Okay, so that's how it will be useful for you, because it's not necessary to get an email that some work has been assigned. They will not tell you that too. Okay, it's not necessary they will tell you through email that you've got some work. They'll just assign it to you. You need to figure it out yourself. Okay, that's what the dashboard is useful. So that's one of the reason. Okay, any other, you can view it here. So if there's any other modules, you can also see what's the update of the user story, what's going on with it, all those things. Okay. So here with this Jira, there is two options. Jira, this is a test management tool. Okay, so that's Jira, and there is one more called Confluence. Let's talk about this Confluence pretty quick here. So Confluence is like SharePoint. So SharePoint, right? Let's say you have prepared some documents, right? You prepared some test plan document, this strategy document, or okay, this test cases you really don't want. You don't need really test cases, because you'll be uploading it either here, or it's up to the project how they want to be. Okay, but normally test cases won't be here. It will be in the tool. Okay, it will be either in you'll be writing in Jira, or you'll be writing in any other, but not necessary it has to be in SharePoint. SharePoint is something like don't share documents from, let's say, product owner. Product owner prepared some documents and they upload it there. It's called BRD or FRD or whatever the document is. Then you want to download it. You want to view it and download it. In that case, you want to use SharePoint. So SharePoint is shared between your project and team members. Okay, not everyone. It's only for your team members and the people who are you're working with. Okay, that's a SharePoint. And the Confluence that here in Jira they call it as Confluence. It's the SharePoint was actually, I think it's from IBM, so they actually had the name. So, but here they call it Confluence, same thing. Okay, so let's see here. We can find out. So this is a little bit is not so user friendly, but we'll try to figure it out. So here you can create your own space. Okay, good. So once you found this one, okay, now you see here, right, two modules here, so we can create your own space. Not really. I mean, as a tester, you might not have access to create your own space. Okay, as a tester, you'll be just having read access and maybe some upload if you are uploading. If you're lead, if you're in lead level, then you might have this uploading access. But otherwise, you cannot really create your own space. Okay, it's restricted, from access level. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go to here. This one. If you see here, there's a more, here you lot of options here. So decision log, if there is any logs you want to post it here, okay, or you can view it, somebody else posts it. So files list, if there are any files, what you want to look at it. This is the file list. And meeting notes, let's say you have daily Scrum meeting, right? And you have sprint planning session, sprint grooming session, sprint retrospective, so a lot of things, right? You want to put it here, I mean, not you, whoever the responsible person, this product owner or whoever the responsible person want to put it here, they will put it here. Okay, and product requirements. Okay, requirements. What are the requirements like BRD or FRD or whatever SRS? All the requirements will be here. You have to put it here. And retrospectives, of course, the sprint retrospectives goes here. Okay, so this is how it is organized. You can create your own, you can reorder. So in this place, I mean, in this particular scenario, but you really have a lot of restrictions. You cannot do, you cannot create your own for all these things. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. So I'll be giving you the URL. Okay, I'll be giving you homework on this. So just go through it, just the URL, and try to create. You don't have to create anything. Just go here and drop the files. Your job will be uh, upload this test plan here. You just go ahead and just drop it here, and make sure you put the name properly, naming convention. Okay, you can do that, or like some people have. Some people have created something that you can do that, but not on product requirements. This is test plan is really not related to product requirements. You can just put in file list, go to here, or if you want to create your own name and put it, you can do that too. You know, let's see here if we can create. Uh, this is you have a lot of things here. Okay, so you will not be having all this access. Okay, just so you know what? Just go to the file list. Okay. Okay, this is good. File list and create your own file. Okay, this is good. Create your own file list here. Whatever put your name. What is the description? And this is and you can create it here. So you can have this, and you have to upload here. Let's take an example here. Somebody else did right. So here you can just put it. Just create your own name and put drop the file here. It's going to product requirements. See, I just wanted in file list. So this is a little bit not good. So you want to put in the file list and you want to create and you want to put not in product requirements. This is nothing to do with product requirements. This is test plan document which is supposed to be so there might be some issue or some bug here itself. So that's the it's going to product requirements and I'm clicking here. Okay. So I'll be giving this URL. So because this navigation part is a little bit hard because this is not really so user friendly to understand it properly. So I'll be giving the whole URL here. So this will be the URL. Okay. And what you should be doing is just create a file list here and put your name. Okay, put your name and what you're trying to do and upload the document here. So I'll be also sending the document to. Okay, just you need to modify that document and upload it here. Okay, so that's about the Confluence. Okay, that's it. I mean, you don't do much things unless you are a uh, Confluence administrator or SharePoint administrator. Okay, you're not doing anything else. Just upload your document. That's it. That's your job. You're an administrator, so that's a different job. You need to handle so many people or the users. So you need to give all the access here. So we are not doing that. As a tester, you are just viewing the documents, download the documents, or upload the documents at the max. Okay. That even that to uploading and all those things supposed to be done by the lead. Okay. Unless if you are senior QA or lead, that's what the uploading. Your work will be there. But like test plan, test strategy documents, you want to upload it. So that's the thing, right? If you, well, let's say if you, whenever you go to the project, whenever nobody will be giving you documents, everything will be the SharePoint. Okay. Now nobody is giving you, handing out documents. Read this, read that. Nobody will be saying you. Okay. You need to figure it out. You need to ask, say, hey, do I have an access to SharePoint? I'll try to check it out. I was trying to read this document, the early document. I was trying to see, so that's how you need to be. Okay, you cannot say, okay, give me the document. I don't have access. You need to request access at the first day itself. Okay, because it will take some time, 1 week. It takes to get an access at least for 1 week. So you need to wait till you get access. So the very first moment you need to request access for it. All this Confluence SharePoint should get access. Okay, without access it cannot work. Any questions in the SharePoint? So it's a Confluence here because this is a part of Jira, so they call it Confluence also. It's Confluence. So let's go back to Jira. Okay, good. This is. I hope it goes there. Our home. We also go home. Okay, I'll go just to Jira. Okay, so that was about Confluence. Okay, here this is integrated here. Not all the tools will be having this feature. This is different feature which Jira has. They have integrated the test management tool with the Confluence. Okay, so that's why you have to Jira Confluence. Not just tool. There are a lot of options. Jira has pretty lot of options. Bitbucket and all the way the code you need to check in. If you are checking in code for the developers, okay, they also have this Bitbucket and all a lot of things they have. Okay, they've made a compact feature for all those applications. Okay, but not all tools have. Okay, not all tools. Only Jira has this feature. Okay, of having this integration of Confluence and Jira. Okay, so here we'll see here. So let's say if you want, so whatever you want to create. Okay. So somebody asked a question, right? So is it a testing tool or SharePoint, right? That's what the question. Yeah. Is a testing tool or a SharePoint? So this is not a testing tool. This is a test management tool. Okay. Here, what you test, the reason you have to be very specific here, because test management means you are doing a lot more things. Okay. You're not just executing test cases, but you are writing your test cases, executing it, and and assigning defects. So this is test management tool. Yes, it is test management tool. Next, and is it a SharePoint? It's real. This is not really SharePoint, but if you're going to this option and clicking on Confluence, now that's a Confluence. See, the better example if you want to give it is like Google.com. So it has been integrated. Let's say with Google.com. This is what is this? This is a search engine. And you know what? You want to have Google Drive, right? So this is not a Google Drive. This is search engine. But if you want to Google Drive, you go to just by clicking this one button. Similarly, the same way, this is how it works. Okay, this is not Jira is not a SharePoint. It's a test management tool. But you have access to the Confluence because it is integrated to it. You also have this option. So it's a two things. It's two in one. Okay, does it make sense?
Yes, yes. So this is a work, excuse me, this is a workspace pretty much, right? So anybody can have access to it.
Right. This is a workspace. Confluence is a workspace where you want to.
So,
Yeah.
so who assigns these test cases and test management here? Like who assign these jobs?
So normally test cases you need to create yourself task. They put it a task. Okay.
No, no.
Now,
Test cases the key we're gonna create and find the defects and stuff. But who assigns these jobs here? Like who gives these jobs?
see, it depends on the projects. Normally, your boss assigns this work. Okay, your boss is
Oh, okay.
okay, or your lead can also give you work because your lead manages you. Okay, or they might just tell you work tomorrow. Just what, just create these test cases, and you need to figure it out. Based on the application, how to create the test.
Okay. So after the assigning the jobs here, like you have to download and bring it to the Rally or like whatever you have software, you gotta check on those, right?
Right. Yeah, after assigning it, you want to see which documents you need to refer. Okay, what are the documents you need to see? Is it a test plan? Is it a requirements? And then based on that, you need to start writing your test case.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in this tool, of course, you will be start writing. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. So now here in this Jira, right? So here, whatever you're trying to do, are you creating a test case, are you creating a task, are you creating a bug, or any user story? Of course, we will not be having access for that, but there's only one button here to pick create. So for everything, there's one button create. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see if I click on create. And so I'll be giving you access for this by end of play. Okay, so you can also practice this. You'll be having some better idea. Now there are two projects here. So one is most of agile kind of, and the other is waterfall. Let's see here. There's two projects. So this is more of a waterfall. Let's see here. Okay, and I want, so there's an option for you. Improvement, is it improvement? Okay, it's not my job. Task, new, so task or bug. These are two important things we will be working on. Improvements, normally not really. I mean, we will not, open improvement unless you have access to something, you can do it, but it's only task and bug. Only two things. New feature, in Epic, all this is done by the product owner, okay, or even developer. Developer has limited access for this, so they will open it. So ours is only task and bug. So let's open task. Okay, so here let's say okay. So I'm just creating test. So here this little bit, this is not really very good for writing test cases. Okay. Unlike Rally has good option to write the steps, right? One after that. Here you want to write it yourself, right? Step one, like this, you want to write it down because you only have the space, description, but you really don't have the, field kind of things where you can, put it here. Okay. So, but really that doesn't matter. Okay. So we check it out here. Priority medium, and just click on create. So we successfully created an task, and the task number is assigned. You see this? Let's see. Go back here. So how can we find it? Go to the project, and so this is the project we are working on. This waterfall, and we just go to issues. Okay, great. So you know what? This is what I've created. Test cases for GMO Online. Okay. And now here I want to put more information here, okay? So here what I can do is it's to do with progress. You see the status? You see the status, right? To do. I want to change it to in review. Let's say you work with it and you have assigned to your lead saying that can you review this test case, okay? And if you want to assign it to the owner. Okay. Once you assign it, now let's do some editing work. Okay, so here you can, I just copy the test cases previously. What is them? So okay, let's say these are my test cases. So you can write like this, saying that regression testing for GMO Online project and description what is expected. You can do this, or what you can do is, let's say I've written my test cases. I've written test cases in Excel format. Okay, this is an Excel sheet, and this is not really comfortable writing the test cases. So what I do is, I've written test cases in Excel, and this is all documented pretty good, and also the information on test data, and it's really good. So what I'll do is I'll just upload the document here. Okay, go to the attachment, desktop, okay. So you can do this. You can upload this document, whichever you have written in the Excel format or something else. You can upload it here. And here is the priority. You'll just put it medium. Labels. If you know the label. Estimate how much time does it take to complete this. So these are in like 3 weeks, 4 days, 12 hours. So we really don't require that much time for this. If it's a small project, that's fine. A bigger project, of course, you might need this, but here we'll just put it in hours. Okay, let's say 10 hours. And the remaining estimate, And due dates, yeah, we know the due dates, that's 28th. And so if you have any issues, you can also link that issue. That means the another defect or the user story, it has to be linked, you put it here. If there's any epic link, you can put it epic link. And if there's any comments, you can put it any comments. And click on updates. So once you update it, so all the information shows up here. And you see this, there's a test case also in the okay, so test cases in this document. Okay, so you can see all the information here. See here is either you can write your, so the point is either you can write your test cases in the description or you can upload it as an Excel. You don't have to do both. Okay, it's either one. So, the reason I showed you, no need to show you, but you don't have to do both. Either one. Either write the test case here. I mean, there is no option because this doesn't have option to create steps like TFS, like Rally or HPLM doesn't have the steps kind of thing, right? So that's the reason we created for ourselves. Or what you can do is just upload it, either one. You don't have to do both the things. Or if you have any third-party logging, let's say you have written your test cases in some, let's say in Sentry, and that is integrated here. Okay, so let's say your test cases are here, and once you check in here, your test cases gets updated here. Either you can do that. But this is really, it's really with third-party plugin. So this is actually plugin to third-party, but test cases, whatever is there in that, uploads gets updated here. So that is also an option. So that's an option in multiple options. Okay. So once you do this, and you can see all this information here. Who made the comments? Okay. Who created it? What is the activity? What are the comments? Who, what's the work log? And the history, who created it and what's going on with it, who updated it, all this information, right, from developer, tester, or lead, who have access to this, who made changes here, and the activity. So what's the activity from this. Okay, so this is about creation of task. Okay, so this is a little bit different here because you have this sidebar, right? There's a left sidebar, you have three sidebars. Okay, this is what the project displays. Okay, this is a project issues, reports, so this is about the project. And the second sidebar shows you the issues like task, epic, bugs, okay, test cases, improvements, and so on. And the third sidebar shows you about detailed information of particular highlighted issue. Is it a task? Is it a bug? So that's how this Jira is designed. Okay, it's classified into three sidebars, and each sidebar showing about it, information about it. So here, if you see this, there is a color code here. So if you see this plus icon with the green, that means that's an improvement. Okay, no, that means that's a feature request. Okay, that's a feature request. And the check mark with blue color is actually the task, and the dot, the white dot over the red color is a bug. Okay, so that's a color code here whenever you are trying to do. So you'll be able to understand, is it a feature, is it a bug, or is it a task? Okay, which one you have to work. So that's color code will help you out to expedite your work. Okay, so that's one thing. And the second thing here is, and this Jira is good for small teams. Okay, Jira is good for small teams. Why? Let's say 5 people are working. This is good. 5 people are okay. One will be product owner, then is Scrum Master, 2 developers, 1 tester. That's good. Okay, because the reason right here, this thing gets updated here. Okay, so too many people, this gets clogged. A lot of information clogged, and let's say 10, 15 people are working, and you don't know who has written what. Everyone work is like similar. All this So you want to figure it out which one is yours. So this is really gets tedious. There are a lot of people. Okay, so you want to search here, where is your task, where is your bug, and all those things. If you have 2 to 3 people, that's it. Only 3 to 4 information, so you'll be able to figure it out quickly which one is. But Rally is pretty good. Even if it is large people, doesn't matter. Okay, you can search. Okay, here you don't have to search. Yeah, here you cannot search properly. But Rally, you can search if you know the number, if you know the defects, you can right away search. Okay. So let's take here an example. So let's go here. So let's say even if you're writing like some tens of 20 or 30s of test cases, right? If you know the test case ID, let's say here, put the test case or forget about test case ID. Who is the owner? Just browse here. Who is the owner? And the moment it shows your name, or you can put it right away here. Who is the owner name? And that's how even if you have like hundreds of test cases, thousands of test cases, you can right away figure it out who is writing. Just put your name and it's really quickly shows up here. Okay, so that will be, that's why this is more user friendly. But here you usually don't have option unless this search option, but I'm not sure what it does. Okay, maybe you can also check it out here, but this is good for small teams. Okay, that's this. And once, okay, so this once you have written this test case and gets to review, it goes review. So that means you need to assign to your lead. Okay, normally your lead reviews the work. Okay, and once you go to that and send review, right? You want to click on in progress, and maybe your lead or you want to change it in progress. Once in progress, that means you're starting to test. Okay, you got an application and you're starting to test. So that's in progress. Okay, and once you have tested it, you're done. You go to the workflow, click on done. So once this is done, if I refresh it and see if I want to refresh it, now if you see this, that that particular task is moved out. You no more see the task, right? See this, you no more see this. That's the problem. So that means whatever you want to do is no more visible to you because you're in the project section. And so if you want to relocate, see where your issue is, go to the issues and go to reported by me. Okay, go to the reported by me, and that filters out for you, reported by you. And if you see this task, so here you can see this task. So that means whenever you're done with your any bug, any test case or anything else, that gets moved out from that particular module. That that's no more in the project. So that specifically, if there is anything issue, then you need to figure it out where your issue is. So here all it shows in a different project, and this shows okay. So this is the one. Okay, so that's the problem. But here this is good. Even if it is, it doesn't move anywhere. Here it stays right there itself where it is. So this is good. And only thing is, this gets, you can take it updated, like executed, not executed, or whatever you want to write. But that will stay right there where it is. But this doesn't. This gets moved away from the project and gets archived. So this gets archived. So you want to see which one is yours, and you need to figure it out. Which day were you working on, and where did it go? Okay, that is the one thing that you need to remember. Okay. So let's go back here. In the similar way, you can create a bug. Similar way, you can create, you know what, you also have this option here as a create, or you can create right from here, the two options here. Okay. Either you can create it here, okay, here you can do it, or you can go ahead and click on here and click on bug, and you can start writing this bug here. So all those information will be same. You know, you need to put this attachment, you can put this attachment here, okay. You have the option. What is the priority? Is it medium, high, low? Okay. And once you open it, let's see here, once you open it, this is how it looks like. Okay. You just put the screenshot. Okay, you need to always put a screenshot, and you can view it here too. And this you can also edit it. Okay, go to the edit it and edit option, and here you can edit the information while you upload. So here have additional information here. What's environment? So you can put a testing environment. And due date, you know, put the due date. And if there is any linked issue, that means you want to link any other issue, because the reason, right, there is another defect which is blocked because of this defect, or this defect cannot be fixed unless that defect is fixed. Then you want to link it, right? That means there are two defects to get fixed, right? Somebody opened it, some other team people have opened. Now, because of that defect, this defect is not getting fixed because it's a dependency. So that's called dependency. So you want to link it, right? So that's the reason we have this. Is it blocked or is it cloned? That means it's a duplicate defect, or because of this defect, that defect cannot be fixed. You know, it's caused by or related to. You put that information and put the defect number here. So you can also do that. Okay, and the similar way, you can change it to in review. So actually, you know to put it in progress, and there might be an option here. Once the developer changes it, it changes to fixed. They don't have fixed option yet, but you know, as administrator, you know, they might also put this option here as a fixed. Once you put this fix, it gets you the fix. Then you need to start testing this, and once you start testing this bug, okay, to start testing means again you go here and see if the bug defect is fixed. You know, go ahead here and put the same values here and see if it is fixed, and if it's done, then you want to close it. So that will be, click on done, we got. Again, this will be moved into you know, that archive folder. So it will be no more here. Oh, that's good. You know, sometimes this is good. Sometimes when you open a defect, right, you get an email saying that, but it's really not necessary always, because you know, administrator, this is how that's set up with an administrator. You know, thinks that, you know, email should be gone, so they will, you know, just put, so the developer gets an email. Okay, actually this option is supposed to be there in every tool, but really it's not in all tool. But you get an email that saying that, hey, you know what, this gets email to developer saying that, hey, just open this, so what's the issue is all about. So that's how the developers can check that issue. Okay, so if you say this, so developer might get the issue, okay, this is change here, so what's supposed to do? So they'll follow this link and comment here, or they will start working on it. Okay, developer starts working on it. So sometimes that's an option, that's a good option, but not all tools provide that option. I mean, it's not like not all tools, it's an administrator job. They have to, if they, you know, can do it, that's good. That will be a very good option, because developer will be looking into it right away. Okay, so that's a good thing whenever you update any issues. Any questions so far? So let's go here in the report section. So this also has limited reports, not as much as Rally. Rally has pretty wide range of reports. This doesn't have that many. And let's see here. I want to look into some report and see here. Average age report. So this is what you get. And once you get it, you really don't, you see this, you really don't have the option of getting printed or something, right? So you don't have an option to export or, so what you can do is, there's a lot of information here. So what you can use, if you are using Chrome, then you are in luck, okay? So here, what you can do is go to print and go to save as PDF, okay? And you put all the information here and save it, okay? That's a good thing about it. So because this doesn't have option, you see this, you really cannot import anything or export anything. But if you want reports, this is one way of doing it. Okay, so that's about the reports. And here, customizing of reports is a little bit, it's very limited here. We cannot customize everything, but let's see here. Here, the only way you can do is right here. Okay, that's here, which project, what are you looking for, and you can search it. You can do this, but it's limited customization. Okay, so that's about the reports. Okay. It has very limited reports. And here, you don't even have an option to export your work. Let's say this, what, I want to export my test cases, right? So let's see here, we have it. Okay, you have this option. Okay, you can export this, or let's try to do this. Okay, you can export this option, export to Word, export to Excel, let's export to CSV. Let's see. So okay, so this is how you can export it. All the information, you can view it here. This is an option you want to export in the reports. Okay. That's about pretty much about reports. Any questions? If you want to go to the release, so release is for more for not for testers, but you can do it and look it. So this is more of a waterfall methodology. Okay, this is more of a waterfall. It's not necessary it should be waterfall. You can use this for agile. Okay, it's you can use as it suits you. Okay, it's not necessary this should be an agile. It should be a waterfall. This Jira is pretty much flexible on that. Okay, so but really let's see, and actually the agile project, let's say we have the second project. Let's go here. Again, this is similar actually. If you go to the issues, this is similar. There are 3 columns here. First column denotes about what's a project, and the second column describes the issues. Is it a task? Is it a bug or is it a feature? And third column gives the description of all this. They're similar. Now, let's go here. You have this backlog option. Let's see here what's a backlog option here. You click on this. Now, this is also similar to drop, kind of sticky note kind of things. Okay. So let's say you have sprint. Let's say GMO sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4, sprint 5, and so on, or whatever you want. Now, this is good for product owners who use the studies, who want to use the studies. let's say they have a lot of backlog items. Okay, GMO test, this is another backlog item. Let's say 3 to 4 backlog items, and you want to figure it out which priority it has to go. It has to go in first sprint, or it has to go to second sprint, or it has to go further. It can delay. So that's what you can assign the priority. So what I can do is, as a product owner, I can click on here and see go up, 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 and I can assign it right here. Okay, and this part of window shows up. Okay, good. Okay, so that's how you can. So that's how you can organize your backlog items to any sprint. Okay, so let me just move it back. Let's say it has to go in fifth sprint, then we are not worrying about fifth sprint, and we'll go. Let's say something really got changed, okay, and now we are moving, back, moving front because customer wants that as soon as possible. Then we go to the second sprint and start working on it. Okay, that's how you can move your backlog items. Okay, this is not really for testers. Okay, you will be not you will not be working on it, but it's this is a Java product owner because these are dealing with sprints, right? With sprint we don't deal much on sprint user stories. Okay, so once you go, let's put it back to backlog. So if there are plenty of bunch of backlogs, not just two, here only two, there will be like plenty of them, like 10, 20, 30, or maybe 50. Then you want to organize it, which sprint it has to go based on the priority. Okay, how is the priority and how it should move. Okay. So that's the backlog items you can put it here. Okay, so that's um, agile perspective. If you want to go more into agile, so this is one of the good thing for product owners, whoever is product owners, and they are working on it. Okay, so here if you see this requirements including impediments. Okay, if there are these impediments, so you see sometimes what happens, right? Let's say you have created defect, so that's an impediment. Okay, in agile you call this impediment. Anything, any issue, coordination issue, or any defect or any bug, you call this as an impediment. Okay, let's say you open a defect, right? If you have opened the defect, that defect is too big to go into this release. So what happens? That becomes user story for the next release. Okay, so that's the impediment. Now, what the business analyst does, creates a new issue based on your defect. Okay, they'll go to just a new feature and they'll add some feature and put it, so that impediment based on that defect, and you cannot close that bug unless this is fixed. Okay, they have created a new feature because of your bug. Okay, and now you can only close that bug once this feature is closed. Okay, so that's how it works. So that's also an impediment. So if there's any issues, yeah, I mean you can also do it. Say as a tester, you can do for your test cases too. Let's say if you're working on too many test cases, too many projects. Let's say you can also organize your, which it has to go, which is not. You can just drag and drop. You can also do that. So that's only for your issues. Okay. So that's a backlog. Let's go to this. Okay, good. So we also have this one, sticky notes, kind of this active sprints. So that was horizontal. Now this is vertical. Okay. Now same thing. I mean, not same thing. This is for sprint one. If you see this is only for sprint one. So once the next sprint comes up, this will be sprint two. Okay, next sprint, sprint three, so on. Okay, so let's say if you have a task to do, once you update your task, put it in progress, or you can put it, also review, right? Let's keep review. Still goes into that. Okay, so once it's in progress, okay, and then once it's done, you drag it to there, and it's done. Okay, yes, you can also have for defects also in progress, and then. This is only about once you complete this sprint. Now every month, let's say every month a new sprint, so this gets updated automatically. Next month, next, because you put all the date, which is the end date and start date. So it will keep on moving into new sprints every new time. Okay, so similar to the sticky notes. Okay, moving here from here to here. That's it. This has the in review, but this one, okay, so this goes into in review. This is supposed to be in review. Yeah, it goes into in review. Okay. These are two options, in review or in progress. So whichever you see this green color, so that means it goes into that particular box. So that changes its status by itself. Okay. So so this is about active sprints. Now let's see here if you have anything else. So releases not for us, for middleware team, normally middleware team or okay, they have to work on releases. They put all the checking the code, what they are trying to do, how they are moving the code from one environment to another environment. All these releases sections will be updated by those team. Okay, not by the testers. Okay, and you might, as you might not even have access to that. Okay, so you just this module is there only if you have access. If you don't have access, you cannot even see that module because they'll never give you access to view it too. Okay, so you might not even have that, but here we have it, so you can look at it. And go to the issues. Yeah, issues is same what we discussed. And you can create your own components. So this is more of a agile perspective. Okay, so this project, this particular, we have two projects, right? One is more of a waterfall, okay, and this is more of a agile because you can drag and drop here. I mean, you can create your own, sprint too. Okay, you can create new sprints. One more, you can keep on, creating as per, whatever the requirement is. So of course, you will not be creating. This will be done by product owner, whoever, Scrum Master. Normally, Scrum Master creates this, and they can. Let's delete this. So 5 sprint is good. Okay, so that's how you can, change this. And let's see here. So this is pretty much simple. This doesn't have many options. Board, so board I think goes to similar place here. Yeah, this is the board. So this is, this is similar to what we have seen, right? Let's go back. So people who have missed the class, So actually, the board is actually this one. So instead of having this traditional board, you can use this board. It does the same job. But only thing is this is online, this is good because even if there are offshore people, onshore people, okay, now if there are offshore people, how do they know this board unless you want to put that camera and put all those things, they don't even know. And if there are offshore people who want to move the user story, they cannot move it, right? And that will take the help. So that's really, pretty much outdated, traditional kind of thing, okay? So this is good. Anywhere whoever is online can move this without any, without any problem. They can move the sticky notes anywhere they want. I mean, this is only one, but they will be having lot of blocks. Okay, 10 sticky notes. They might be having like this here. Like this is the user story, and these are all the tasks. They will be having plenty of tasks for themselves. Okay, so who is working on it? Who is the developer? So they can move as per their convenience. You don't require any more this board. Okay, because offshore people and onshore people, a lot of working from a lot of places. So that's the reason this would be good. Okay, so and then let's see. This is pretty much simple here. Okay, and this is I mean, this is all about test management. And this is about Jira. This Jira. Okay. So this doesn't have much information, but you can get comfortable for this tool if you know this rally. You know, if you are comfortable with the rally, you'll be, you know, you can also get comfortable with this because this has, you know, the reason this is because you know, it's simple because it has divided into three major sidebars. Let's go to here. Let's go to that. Oops, not that issues. So this is divided in three sidebars. You see this? This is left sidebar, and this is middle sidebar, and this is right sidebar, right? So in the right sidebar, you have a lot of information here, like which backlog, you know, issues. So we mostly navigate issues, and the issues which are the open issues will be showing in the middle sidebar. Okay, and what is this issue? Is it epic? Is it a feature? Is it a bug? Is it a task? So once you figure it out, this and once you click on this gets more information in the third sidebar. That is on the right sidebar, and you can see here, you know, you can navigate this, okay, right from here and all those things. So this is made for, you know, small teams which are not bigger than 5 to 6 people. If it goes beyond 5 to 6 people, then it's not like it cannot be done. It has to be, you know, more um, have to need more coordination because a lot of issues shows up here and you want to see which one is yours. So it's better for small teams. This is about Jira. Any questions so far? So I'll be giving you access for this. Okay. You can try and practice here. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Okay. Um, this is different. This is a little bit different. Okay. And don't delete anyone's work. Try to create. If you forget about it, let me know. Okay. We can see, you know, if we can move it to another user story or you can do another thing, but just don't delete anyone's work. Okay. That's what's important. Because a lot of people have this access. So many people is trying to work on this. So if you delete someone else, what it could be, you know. And in real time, of course, you're not deleting anyone's work. Okay, you cannot delete anyone's work, and it would be taken as very seriously if you are deleting anyone's work. So don't delete anyone's work. So I'm actually happy because you know, this batch didn't delete anyone. Previous batch, you know, I told them like once, you know, I send them email, right? Send them everyone email, don't delete because they have homework that people working on, and they did it again. And again, I told in the class second time, like don't delete and they did it again. So there are 3 times they did it. Okay, so I mean this is good because nobody deleted anything, so I'm happy about that. So because last time pretty hard time, you guys did it for 3 times. So people were saying like, you know, give me access to my own ID. You know, so this was I actually had a hard time to figure it out what to do. Okay, just keep on deleting 3 times, 4 times. It's very bad. You know, you cannot do that in work. That's it's not good. Because there nobody will tell you. Okay, here, you know, if you made mistakes, you can, you know, fix it. If there is any issues, you know, we can work. But there nobody is going to tell you, and nobody is going to tell us don't delete, don't do that. But you have to figure it out yourself. And if you make mistakes, then you'll be in trouble. So better you need to coordinate. So that's where the communication skills shows up, right? You need to coordinate with your lead. You know what, this is the thing, and this is what I'm working on. So, but I find this thing is different. You know, what should we do? Okay, so you can coordinate with your lead and work with your lead and, you know, solve anything. But you know, as of you cannot delete any of anyone's work. Okay, so this is about This is about Jira and Confluence. So Confluence, you can go here and go. So I'll be giving URL directly, so you don't have to relocate, and I'll be giving access for this too, so you can practice it. So this is about Jira. Any questions so far? Okay, if no questions, can we close this class for today? So tomorrow, okay, good. So tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is last, right? I mean, 2 days we have this holiday, 4 days actually, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. Okay, so I already gave some homework. Okay, you can see here, and you can check it here. No, we don't have class on Thanksgiving. We don't have for 23rd and 24th too. Okay, just wanted to give heads up who don't know. 23rd and 24th. If you get a meeting invite, maybe you can see that. So if you get this meeting invite, I hope everyone got this. You see here, this is a 21st class, 22nd, that's fine. After that, we have a 27th, okay? That's right, 27th. Because this is the Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving is also on holiday. So that's like, that comes up with 4 days holidays, okay? So, you're not able to reach me because I'll not be, in the office. So that's the reason, okay? Just to give it some heads up, okay? So tomorrow we'll discuss about HPLM. And if you want access to HPLM, you can request to Tagore. Okay, he will be giving you access. So we'll talk about HPLM tomorrow. Okay, thank you guys.